Shafiq fellow knocks at my aunt's door and asks her to move her car. It is his space, he says. My aunt says it is a public space. He insults her. She shouts. I pull out my gun, put it in his face and kick him out of the house. He runs down the stairs and threatens me from below. But we will show him, won't we? Quiet man. I listened and nodded. Then we hopped back on the motorbike and drove under falling bullets, oblivious. We drove through the noise of military chants and 1,000 radio stations all claiming victory. We stared at the short skirts of female warriors and drove beside schoolgirls' thighs. We were aimless, beggars and thieves, horny Arabs with curly hair and open shirts and Marlboro packs rolled in our sleeves, dropouts, ruthless nihilists with guns, bad breath and long American jeans. I will see you tonight, late, George said to me when he dropped me back home. Then he drove away. Midnight came. The noise of George's motorbike filled the neighborhood. I went down to the alley where the men watched the late Friday night Egyptian movie, smoking on small balconies, gulping cold beer and arak, cracking fresh green almonds, and with their filthy yellow nails crushing American cigarettes in folkloric ashtrays. Inside their houses, the impoverished women carefully, economically, dripped water from red plastic buckets over their brown skins in ancient Turkish bathtubs, washing away the dust, the smells, the baklava thin crust, the vicious morning gossip over tiny coffee cups, the poverty of their husbands, the sweat under their unshaven armpits. They washed like meticulous Christian cats that lick their paws under small European car engines that leak corporate oil extracted by exploited Nigerian workers from underneath the earth where devils roam and worms gnaw on the roots of dead trees that are suffocated by factory fumes and the greedy breath of white-skinned engineers. Those lazy cats lingered under unwashed cars, watching the passing of Italian shoes, painted nails, colourful and torn-out cuffs, pointy high heels, plastic flippers, stomping naked feet, and delicious exposed ankles that thick hands would bind, release, and slip higher, to reach a flow of warm fluid that carefully, generously turned into a modest flood smelling of eel, red fish, and rosewater. We drove fast toward George's aunt's house. When we arrived, George said, "That is Shafiq al-Arzak's car." He pulled out his gun. I gave the motorcycle gas and made it roar. George shot the wheels of the car, and the air in them was released. He aimed higher and shot the car's lights, the door, the tinted glass, the seat inside, his own reflection in the mirror. He fired silently and calmly danced around the car, then pointed and fired again. The broken metal was penetrated with tiny damaging holes, quick and sharp. It was a lethal, entertaining act of vengeance, and I liked it. When it was over, we fled the scene. I drove the motorcycle through sleepy neighborhoods with endless wooden doors, and I felt George's gun brushing against my back. We reached the open road, and our cotton shirts welcomed the wind. It molested our skin and dwelt in our ears. I drove fast, impetuously, and the wind stroked my eyes, entered my nostrils and my lungs. I drove through streets of broken lamps, walls covered with bullet holes, spilled blood that turned into dark stains on dusty, neglected sidewalks. I drove and felt thirst in my veins, convalescence and fresh wind in my chest. George was breathing heavily behind my shoulder like a mad dog, howling to the air in triumph and demonic laughter. "Cocktail!" he shouted in my ear. "Let's have a cocktail!" I made a quick and sharp turn. Like a Mongol rider, I swung George's machine to the road, and the back wheel rolled and crushed tiny pebbles. A grey cloud rose from the earth, and I swung around and drove straight to the juice bar that was open all night over the highway on the other side of town, in the Armenian district, far from the Turks who had enslaved my grandmother. We passed Cinema Lucy, where young men and chronic masturbators watched a large screen.